Hey everyone, it's Jay.
And Sean.
And today we're reviewing the F-it list. The F-K it list.
Ah, I see now.
Yes. So, it's a movie on Netflix.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
so
it is.
we can say that about it.
Yes, we can. Directed by Michael Duggan, who I don't know. Or care to know, I believe.
Judging from the movie?
Judging from the movie, yes. This was a bad movie. So Eli Brown plays Brett, who is the long-lost brother of the ladies from Booksmart. It is that kind of student where he has spent his whole high school career just studying, getting the grades, playing the clarinet, doing everything his parents tell him to, every tutor, every prep class, to have the best, academic resume to send to college applications. So when we meet him, Brett has been accepted to 7 of the 8 Ivies.
Not quite perfect.
That is definitely what his parents noticed about it. Harvard had the temerity to waitlist him.
Oh no.
Oof, so close. Anyways, his parents are still pretty proud of themselves for, this 18-year investment that they've just tried so hard to grow the perfect son, and so they're going to throw themselves a party. And meanwhile, Brett's friends want him to finally let loose. Everything he's denied himself for the past 4 years, he deserves maybe one night of fun. And so they sort of guilt him into coming along to their senior prank, which I'm not really sure. There's something being built outside. I'm not really sure what the prank was supposed to be, but I do know what it turns into: exploding the school. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the prank goes awry. The school explodes. Brett takes the heat. He takes the blame. He doesn't rat anyone else out. He's just the guy. So all of the Ivies retract their offers, and he realizes he's blown up more than the school, but his entire future. And so, if he was feeling a little hollow about how things stood before, now he really thinks it was all for nothing. And so, he's gonna say F it. And so one night, because this is what teenagers do, he posts a rant video just about, how shallow the whole process is and how this educational industrial complex is just a big money machine and doesn't mean anything, and he's just gonna F it. And the first thing on his F it list is to kiss the girl he's had a crush on for like 6 years, the beautiful Kayla, played by Madison Iseman. And he doesn't. And he's so filled with testosterone and adrenaline from that one act. A mere kiss, let's just put that out there, a mere kiss. He's got a whole list of stuff, and so he sends this video to his friends, and he's like, yeah, this is my life now. But by the time he wakes up the next morning, this thing has gone viral.
As they do.
As they do. Overnight sensation. Now, here's the thing. There is such a gulf between what the film means to say and what it actually says. It accidentally speaks a lot to, privilege. Let's say privilege. Eli is, of course, a white male from a wealthy family. A family so wealthy, his parents do make a 6-figure donation to try to, sweep the exploded building under the carpet.
Probably gonna take more than that.
you know what? Surprisingly, not much more than that, Sean. I mean, and there's never a hint of criminal proceedings for this.
It's just
He's
boys
just
being
a good
boys.
white kid from a good white family. And yeah, not a lot of repercussions. And yet he just goes on this big rant. It plays like a poor white rich kid just whining about all of the advantages he's had and how now he wants to spit on them. And the thing is, even though this kid friggin' blew up a building, very little has happened to him, and he can continue on the path to success, because that's what happens when you live with this enormous amount of privilege. And you can friggin' go to social media to complain about it, unironically, unapologetically, and become an overnight influencer. So now, I mean, his parents, Harvard is the only one not to withdraw an offer because an offer was never made. So now his parents are trying to turn that, to parlay that into a real offer, to capitalize on his viral fame and also his mother's like MILFness, because she is not embarrassed to sleep with people if that'll get her. I mean, this is a different kind of college scandal, you know, college admission scandal. If Aunt Becky was a little bit younger, she might have been going this way too. So Natalie Zaya and Cherry O'Connell play his parents, which might make you feel old. It'll also make you feel really, really sad. Because these people are so clueless. I mean, they do. They really just take all the credit for their son's success, and they have engineered his life from birth to 18 to be this success story. And they're patting themselves on the back the whole way, receiving accolades, demanding accolades, throwing themselves a party so that all of their friends, a party about this admission thing that their son doesn't even need to come to. None of his friends have been invited to. It is really just a pat me on the back party. But boy, do they turn their backs on him when things go wrong. Then they have like a little heartfelt moment, but then they go back to being shitty parents, and it's like, wow, thank you. You didn't even mean that. You probably had to like YouTube a video on how to do this right, and then immediately reverted back. So it's just sort of disgusting every which way you look at this thing. But the director doesn't know it. That's like, it's so frustrating, because he thinks he's writing a vapid teen romance. And he has no idea that the whole world is laughing at him, because you have made like a poster child for privilege, but you want us to feel sorry for this kid? Oh my gosh. So yeah, I had some big problems with the script. And that's to say nothing of the fact that at some point, the script itself, the script that has invented and defined the fuck it list, they lose track of what it means, and it becomes just a bucket list.
That's social media for you.
No, that's the movie. It's the movie forgets what they meant.
Yeah, they just start talking about how they'd like to go to Russia or whatever.
Like, these are, oh God, it stressed me out so much. Meanwhile, he's still pursuing his dream girl, and she has like real problems. Her mother's an alcoholic. The mother's boyfriend may be a bit of a pedophile. There's a hinting around that. But even she says fuck it and takes a baseball bat to his vintage Mustang. Only because she doesn't have the social safety net that he does. There are real consequences for her. It's called homelessness. You know, and he can't even see that these things might have consequences for other people. And in fact, he shames her. She has to work over the summer to pay for a state school. And he shames her. I mean, to be honest though, let's just say, the summer job is modeling in Europe. So even the poor little white girl is a model. Although it turns out modeling is a euphemism for sex trafficking. That's
It's
too bad.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. Anyways, and she calls him out at one point, like, not everyone is as lucky as you are. You're gonna go to whatever school you want. Your whole way is paved for you, and you can dare to look at me and judge me for having to work for something? And yet, like, there's still no self-awareness at all. It is so damaging, it is soul destroying to watch this and just be beaten about the face by this enormous privilege, which no one can even acknowledge. So, Michael Duggan, I don't know this guy from Adam. I'm sure he is an old white man. He is very out of touch with actual youth culture. Thank God. But I just think this is the kind of shit that boomers like to accuse young people of being. And they forget that, number one, they made the world this way. And somehow they also want to shame the kids into having to deal with this. It's a very weird stance, and it's a certain kind of privilege that, I mean, is gonna die with these dinosaurs, hopefully. But it's astounding. It is astounding how thickly layered it is in this movie. And I'm sure that any young person watching this is going to find this so inauthentic, so demeaning. So I honestly don't know who this movie is for.
Jerry O'Connell fans?
No. It did make me think, like, was he ever good? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he has not had much of a career.
Ever?
I mean, maybe that is the end of the sentence. Yeah. Like, I don't know what he's been in.
Well, he's been in Stand By Me.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that was in another century.
It was.
Can you name anything in the past 20 years?
Is he in Can't Hardly Wait? I mean, that's still more than 20 years ago, I think.
It is more than 20 years ago, and I don't think he is.
I think he's the old guy that comes back. Like, that's his thing.
He's the old guy even then?
He's the old guy even then. Of course, it's a high school party, and he's in his early 30s probably at that point.
Anyways, this movie just made me mad. It made me mad at Jerry O'Connell. And his haircut, which has not changed since the 80s. Oh, I mean, just... he's really bad. He's bad in a movie where there are no standout performances. Except his, which stands out on the bottom. Gosh, this is like... This graph is nasty. Oh, God. I have no idea why this movie exists. I want to punish it somehow, because I felt punished watching it. I felt like the
We should be
universe
able
hates
to
me.
vote them off Netflix.
You really should, yes. Oh, God. Anyways, it is called the Fuck It List. The F asterisk A it list. And it doesn't even really know what it's trying to do with that. I mean, it's called that, and yet that's a real sidebar in the movie. The movie forgets about it, forgets what it means. My gosh, this kid does not deserve a happy ending. And yet, when you are as privileged as he is, you cannot fail.
That's it.
That is what this movie teaches us. Boy.
A lesson that's always relevant in these times. Just
What a
not
great thing it is.
unironically.
To just get away with near murder and complain about it. You gotta love it, man. Shoot. Okay, guys, avoid this one on Netflix. Definitely give it a thumbs down if you come across it. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you will give us a thumbs up if we deserved it.
Yay!
Bye, everyone.
Bye.